So my name is Augie, and I've been in the real estate arena now for about 13 years. I started out with property ID, was there for a little while. Then I went on to work with Home Guard. There's a lot of pros and cons. People have good and bad experiences with everything, so it doesn't really. Uh, so anyway, that was my experience, and I used to teach agents how to read the inspection reports, the home inspection, the termite, the property inspection, and I used to also teach the home warranty that they had, the NHD, because I had that experience with property ID, and so I was with them for about 7 years. Left them around 2019, and then during the COVID time, just before, right in the middle of COVID, actually, I took my test for my real estate license. And I have it now hanging at Exit Realty in Morgan Hill as a referral agent. And so I'm still active in that sense. And it's going to be 4 years next year, so I'm going to have to re-up my license now pretty soon. Um, and then a former employee at Home Guard, who is now working with Choice, got a hold of my manager at that time and said that I was a top producer at Home Guard, and I was. And we had a conversation, my manager and myself, and they decided to uh, make me an offer, and I liked what they had to say, and I decided to come on board. What I liked about this company was that Choice right away off the bat, if you Google home warranty, we come up as number one in customer service. And I have to say that it's not an easy thing to do in this environment and in this arena of home warranty, because so many people have had good and bad experiences that a lot of agents bounce around a lot. You know, they go from one to another. But what I want to be able to do today is give you guys a good idea of what home warranty is all about and how it can help and serve you, and what your expectations should be, and your client's expectations should be as well. Because one thing that I've noticed that, and I've heard the stories where they say, "Well, the agent says it covers everything." No, that's not true. It doesn't cover everything. Uh, Typically, it is not to cover pre-existing conditions, and it has to be under normal wear and tear. Now, we do have um, a special account that we have for goodwill, if you will. And goodwill would be used in a situation where the customer has really had a bad experience, and so we try to make everything nice, because our motto is we just want to make it right. And so in that effort of trying to make it right, sometimes we end up covering things that are not normally covered, but we let the customer know, we let the agent know that hey, we're going to go above and beyond the situation and take care of things that wouldn't normally be taken care of. It doesn't happen all the time. I cannot promise it's going to happen all the time, but we do have that option that can happen. So let's see. Yeah, that's the good, the bad, and the ugly kind of all wrapped up. So I'm going to move my picture up a little bit. So, what is a home warranty? A home warranty is a service contract that helps protect homeowners against the cost of unexpected repairs, replacements of major systems appliances that break down due to normal wear and tear. Home warranties give both the buyer and the seller peace of mind. It's very, very true. I had already touched on most of that. Um, I think it also, when you have a listing and you're wondering, should I get a seller's coverage? I think it's wise to get seller's coverage. First of all, it's less than $1. It could be about $1 a day, and typically everything sells within a couple 3 weeks. So having seller's coverage can be very beneficial because sometimes the electronic components just break down, and there's nothing we can do about that as far as can we expect it to happen? No, it's just something that does happen from time to time, and it'd be nice to have it covered because this way you have history of repairs that were taken care of, and especially if it was under normal wear and tear, then you could show the potential buyer this was already taken care of, this was fixed, and gives peace of mind to the buyer that they don't have to worry about that appliance or system. Because what a home warranty does, it covers all the systems in a house. It'll cover your HVAC, your plumbing, your electrical, your appliances, even your garage door opener, all that. It can cover a lot of different things, but every policy will have different caveats. So you would have to have a conversation sometimes with your rep, me, and I'll let you know exactly what's covered and how much the cap is for each coverage. For instance, I already mentioned HVAC would be like $5,000 cap. Well, every home warranty company is going to be a little different. So we happen to have one of the highest ones out there. For appliances is a $5,000 cap with Choice. The other good thing that Choice has is with the appliances, a lot of home warranties will say, we cover this, that, and the other thing. Exceptions are like for the dishwasher, the baskets and the rollers. They're the most common used thing, in the dishwasher. But when I look at the appliance coverage at Choice, I noticed that it just said covered. That means everything is covered on that appliance. And that goes for the refrigerators, a washer, dryer, dishwasher, all that stuff. And that was an eye opener for me because that's not always what happens in home warranty. The good, buyers can purchase a pre-owned home without worry about large out-of-pocket expenses when one of the systems or appliances fail. New appliances fail even sooner these days. Sellers can purchase coverage during the listing period that will both help their sellers if there's a claim during the listing period and also take away pre-existing notations. So I just covered that, and those are all great points, and I hope you guys at least let that sink in a little bit because it's all very, very true, and it helps out a great deal in the selling of the home. It gives you confidence, it gives the selling agent confidence that hey, we got a home warranty on this, and once the seller's coverage, once it goes through close of escrow, the seller's coverage turns into a buyer's coverage. So you have to buy the buyer's coverage in accordance with the seller's coverage. So this way, when you have the close of escrow, it goes immediately that day into a buyer's coverage, and there are no gaps. It's just seamless. You guys okay? Any questions out there? You see.
Yeah, Augie, I have a question. Oftentimes the seller doesn't have an existing home warranty, and then our buyers, we as I said before, we recommend that they purchase a home warranty plan for their home, but that there's this thing called pre-existing condition, and oftentimes they get hit by the home warranty company saying, well, that's considered pre-existing and not something that happened after you purchase the policy.
Right. So, couple things. If a technician goes out there, which is I think is part of your question, and the technician determines that it's a pre-existing condition, then that is because they know their job very well. They can tell if something had been working for a while or has not been working for a while. It's just part of their expertise. It can be argued. In some cases, we can overturn that. Not all cases. And sometimes a home warranty company can ask for the inspection report. in the home inspection. So that's going to kind of prove their point that it's not covered because it wasn't normal wear and tear, or it was pre-existing, and that could pretty much answer that argument. But when it is determined that it's a pre-existing or normal wear and tear, that'll be the opinion of the technician that goes out there, and then they report to us what their findings were, and then we make the determination whether we'll cover it under the home warranty or not. And then the client or the customer can either go forward with the repairs or not. So you have that option. How's that? Does that answer your question pretty good?
Yeah, thanks, Augie. So my takeaway is if it is determined to be a pre-existing condition with an appliance or system, then that will probably not be covered by the insurance or the warranty.
Most likely not. Once again, I will go to bat for my customers and the agents that are involved, and I will try to see if we can do a goodwill situation where we'll cover something that is not normally covered, but that's not the norm. I mean, I can still go to bat for you, but if the claims department says no, we can't do it, then that's going to be pretty much the ruling on that part.
And if the seller has a home warranty plan already in place, but did not act on fixing, let's say, the dishwasher, and the seller opts to buy a new policy, would that still be a pre-existing condition, or would that be considered covered?
So if they had a policy before, and it's going to go from you're talking about going from the seller to the buyer?
Yes.
So that home warranty could probably be transferred over. And once again, it'll be determined by the technician that'll go out there, whether it was pre-existing or whether they'll cover it or not. Now, that's a general answer for any home warranty. But as far as as far as choice home warranty, we'll go as far as we can, and we'll do the best we can to try to cover it, especially in a goodwill situation. But I always tell the customer it's most likely not going to be covered. And if we do cover it, then that'd be great. But once it's pre-existing, it's kind of hard to get out from underneath that, you know. But your representative for your home warranty should go to bat for you and see if they can actually get that overturned. How's that? Surendra?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Jeffrey, go ahead. What do you have?
Sorry, I came in a couple of minutes late. Did you mention about the pricing yet, or it will be later on for listing and for buying? Sellers and buyers.
So the seller's coverage, you know what I can do is I think I'm going to get a list of the people that are on this meeting, and I'll get emails from you guys and phone numbers, and I can reach out to you individually. I can share my price list with you guys. Not a problem. The single family home for choice home warranty on their ultimate plan is $660, which is probably one of the least expensive ones out there. We have two basic plans. Some places have 3, 4, and 5 different plans. It gets very, very confusing when they try to do too much, when it's not really rocket science. It should just be very simple for you guys to be able to pick something. And then the other plan we have is the choice plan, and a single family home would be $350 a year. And what happens is a lot of things that are not covered at that point, and that's why the price difference is so great. The service fee is $75, which is getting to be now one of the lowest ones out there, because I'm hearing now that they're 80, 85, 90, and they're getting expensive. But I can share that price list at the end. And I can also email all you guys. I think I'll get a list of whoever attended the meeting today.
Another
So
quick one. Yep. If the sellers buy it, does this transfer to the buyers, or the buyer have to buy separate ones?
So in accordance with a seller's coverage, which is about $55 a month, which is really, really cheap if it goes a month. The seller's coverage will automatically turn into the buyer's coverage, but you have to buy the buyer's coverage as well. And at the close of escrow, that automatically switches seamlessly on that day.
Okay, well, that's not too expensive, especially the seller's market. So pretty much the house may sold in the first day. So first month will cover by the sellers, and then the buyer can buy after that, before closing.
Well,
Right.
yeah, you go through escrow.
Thank you. Yep. That's
Yep.
good.
Okay. I don't know if I can put your hand down, but you can do it, Jeffrey. There you go. All right, let's see. Okay, so in most cases, the contractor is assigned for you when needing to place a service call instead of having to find a contractor on your own. So that takes the responsibility off the back of the homeowner, and it puts the responsibility on us, and we'll send out someone to take a look and see what's going on with that particular appliance or system. And then that's when that tech arrives, before they even do anything, that's when the service fee is due. And at that point, the service fee for that particular issue should only be paid one time. So if he has to come back one more time, or two or three more times, your client should not have to pay another service fee. It's one service fee until that issue is resolved. There are limits to what is covered and dollar limits. For example, base plans do not cover code upgrades, permits, haulaways, can be added with an additional coverage. So we have a la carte services that we can add to. You could your customer can pay a little extra for some of these things in an a la carte situation. So if you've got the choice plan, which is our least covered plan, you can pick and choose the different coverages that may be important for that particular home. It could be a condo townhome. It could be where they don't have a washer and dryer. It could be, different situations. So when your client decides to want to buy something or buy a home warranty, they can actually pick and choose. Or you want to give them a gift as a buyer's gift, then you will know if the appliances are all new. If the appliances are all new, then you probably don't want to win your coverage. You're probably going to want to. We'll actually defer to the manufacturer warranty, because the manufacturer warranty is usually better than a home warranty. So if your appliances are covered, then you may not want appliance coverage, right? So then you could do the less expensive home warranty and then go from there. But there's more involved in just the appliances. So I always tell my customers, just go for the better home warranty, because it'll just be your luck that something will go down and it's not covered on the home warranty that you purchased for your client. So instead of having to deal with that, I just say just get the better one. I mean, you're dealing with multi-million-dollar properties. What's $660, or $700, or whatever else you may have to add to that property. And we cover from 5,000 to 7,500 square feet. And I have to get special pricing for that. And then we have also special pricing for anything larger than 7,500 square feet. So in those larger homes, there may be a lot of different things that need to be covered. And we can go over that when that time comes, what their needs are going to be for that home. See what's going on here. Home warranties cover systems, appliances within main foundation of the home, unless specifically mentioned covered. For example, pool, spa, water heater that is in a cabinet attached to the house, pressure regulators, or other possible additional options. So all these options are like the a la carte options. And we do cover ADUs too, by the way. So an ADU is, let's see, that would be an extra $250 to cover an ADU. And that'll take care of the refrigerator, if they have a washer dryer, their plumbing, all those things. So it'll be reflectant on the policy, the main policy you got for the main house. When replacing an appliance, we do not match brands. We match efficiency, capacity, and functionality. Function. We call it functionality. We work with the contractors. This means you may experience them being late or missing components for some possible other fun experiences. So once again, we're not going to do match for match or brand names, but we'll satisfy your customer, your client, with a equal functionality. And there are going to be times when it costs more to fix it than it's worth. So what we'll do is we'll do a buyout. Most home warranties will do a buyout. And what they'll do is they'll find out what the cost of replacing that appliance is, and we'll send you a gift card either to Lowe's or Home Depot, or in the event that you have neither one of those nearby, we could send you a check. It takes about 30 days, so you may have to go out and buy it, but you will get your reimbursement in the mail. Home warranties do not cover failures caused by physical force or any failures not made to normal wear and tear. So looking at these pictures, you can pretty much guess what's going on here. Water heater hit by a car. That's not normal wear and tear. So we see this a lot with air conditioning units. Dogs like to lift their legs on anything that's in the backyard, and we can see the corrosion going on. It's a typical spot. The technician will know it right away. You can smell it, and that will not be covered. Cut wires in a wall. So when you have someone doing some handyman work, what have you, and a wire, electrical wire gets cut, we're not going to cover that. That's just not normal wear and tear. That person who did that cutting of the wire should cover repairing that, by the way. Not everything is covered. Do not say that every home warranty covers everything. Make sure to sell the right expectations to the buyers and sellers. So I've already covered that. It's very common out there. A lot of agents that are inexperienced, they'll say, oh yeah, get that home warranty. It'll cover everything, without having to go into exactly what home warranty will do for them. They give them the wrong expectations. And of course, they're not going to be happy when they have to come out with some out-of-pocket expenses for the repairs, especially if it's if a home warranty says, okay, well, that's not normal wear and tear. Now money has to be taken from the buyer to replace whatever system or fix that system. California is sue happy. It's the most litigious state out there in our country. It can save the seller from getting, after close of escrow, complaints about failure to a system or appliance. It can save headaches to both the listing and the buyer and agents. So because a lot of people will, they weren't right away want to go to small claims, and small claims I think is like $12,000 now, or who knows, it might be even higher than that now. But it's a big hassle to have to go through that. So how much easier would it be just to have a home warranty cover these items than to have to be dissatisfied and have to go through small claims and to get everything covered? It's just it's just a pain. It really is. And to save the listing and the buyer's agents, because they're the ones that are going to hear the complaints first. And you guys are going to have to scramble to find out, what you're going to do. How are you going to help them overcome the large expense? So having that home warranty, all the listing or the buyer's agents have to do is say, hey, you know what? You have a home warranty with that. That's what's in the in your closings. So it was requested to have a home warranty, and it was bought through escrow. So then all you have to do is, and you'll be the hero basically. And so you point in the direction of the home warranty company. They'll have a phone number for claims, and then they can go forward making the claim themselves. You can assist them as well if you wanted to, but sometimes it's better for the homeowner to do that groundwork as far as making the claims, because there'll be questions that they're going to ask the homeowner that you may not know. So it's just better for them to go right to the horse's mouth and get all the information right from them. Even though everything isn't covered, it can still save your client lots of money. And this is very true, because if you have an issue with an air condition, an HVAC system, it's going to cost, some of those techs will charge maybe upwards of $200 just to come out and look at what the problem is before they even start fixing anything. That's huge. You go, and for plumbing, try to get a plumber out to your house for less than $180 or so. I mean, I think their charge to come out to the house is upwards of about $150 to $180. And even handymen now charge, easily 80, 90, $100 an hour, maybe more. So having the home warranty in place will alleviate a lot of those problems, a lot of those stresses. It can offer extra value when a buyer is purchasing an older home. So that helps with their confidence in the home, and knowing that the appliances are going to be covered and the systems are going to be covered, and gives them peace of mind that what they're buying into isn't going to just fall apart. And especially if you already had inspections do the same thing. They help give the buyer peace of mind of what's going on with the house, and also gives them reasonable expectations of what they're buying. It's sort of like when you buy a used car. A lot of people say, well, you're buying somebody else's problems. Well, in a car situation, you don't get the inspections done typically, and you just buy blindly. But in a home, you have the option to be able to look at and review all the inspections, so you know what you're getting into, and it's very helpful. We even cover for new construction that would not cover 1 year. However, they can be covered 2, 3, or 5 years. So Choice Home Warranty has that kind of coverage for new construction. It's we can actually at this point do a 2-for-1. So we can give 2 years of coverage for the price of 1 year on a new construction. So it'd be $660, and it will cover 2 years. We also have options for not only a 2-year coverage, but 3-year and 5-year coverages. And they're heavily discounted from the basic 1 year price. So if there's something you want to do, that'd be great. The cost can be split. You can buy some of the home warranty coverages, and the homeowner can pick up the rest. So it's easy to be able to take care of something like that. Any other questions so far? Anyone out there? Let's see. Everyone good?
Question, please. Let's say for plumbing situation, a small leaks, faucets, kitchen sinks, or toilet drippings, those kind of things, is it just one call and they can come out fix one at a time, or multiples? And what's the deductible if that's the case?
So when you make a claim, it's going to be for, I don't think you're going to be able to group things together for the plumber. It's going to be one claim per issue. So if you have a faucet leaking, then, excuse me, then what you could do is you have a kitchen sink and a bathroom sink that are leaking. Best thing to do is to make two different claims and see if you can group them. You can request, well, they're both the same. Do I have to pay $75 for each one of them? You might be able to work around that. We might be able to do something for you there. A lot of companies will just say, no, it's $75 per issue, even though the technician is there. So everything is negotiable. You know, just have to ask your rep to step up and see if we can cover multiple things. Leaky toilet, that's going to be a separate claim. So each one of these things are going to be separate. And if there's a technician there on the premise and there's more than one thing that he can do, well, that'll be great, but there's going to have to be 3 different claim numbers so that they can be tracked. We have to track the repairs that get taken care of for each system in the house. What was the other question that had to do with Jeffrey? What was the other question?
Well, I guess the faucet or the dripping, the toilet dripping. Basically, if the okay, separate deductible, but it's no trip charge, right? Just let's say assume $75 is the selections, and that's it. 75 per each, or you say negotiable. That's pretty interesting, but that's good. Thank you.
Yeah, there's no deductible, not like a car insurance or homeowners insurance. So it's either $75. It's $75 when they show up at the door, and if you can negotiate that, the tech will fix 2 or 3 things while they're there. That'd be great. Once again, get a hold of your rep and see if we can't work something out to cover to get around that instead of having to pay it 2 or 3 times. That's ridiculous, right? So we like to be very fair in how we do things. So just let me know, or let the claims people know. Hey, there's 3 different things. They're all covered. They're all under plumbing. With one tech, he can take care of everything. Can we do something there? And I would say most of the time we'd be able to take care of something like that. You know,
Awesome.
you just have to ask. That's all.
That's right. Thanks.
Yep. Okay. It can offer extra value when the buyer is purchasing an older home. We can offer coverages for new construction. Okay, we already covered all that. 2 policies to choose from. That's something I just went over also. All the policies are as low as $75 service fee. And we have like an Uber dispatch system. So what that means is we put the repairs out to all the different technicians that are out there. And the first one to grab it will be the people that'll come out to the house. So it's not like we don't assign it to one person or one company or one technician. They have a choice of being able to pick it up on their own, which is great because then they could schedule you most likely a lot quicker than if we were to send it to just one person, because we have to get on their schedule, and we want to be able to get someone out there within 24 to 48 hours. And especially in a plumbing situation, let me cover this really quickly too. You have a hot water tank that goes out. You have a major leak that is happening. We're going to ask you to go ahead and call in the claim to us. We're going to give you the blessing to get your own plumber out there to shut off that water main. But you've got to call us first, and then your next call will be to your plumber. So we don't cover secondary damage. So if the floors are ruined, that's not something we're going to cover. It'll be just the leak. So in the event that you get your own tech out there, your own plumber, and we've given you the blessing, then we're going to ask you, you'll have to pay for it that way too, out of pocket. And then you submit the invoice or the bill to us so we can review it, make sure they charge you fairly, and then we'll reimburse you. So that's how that works. There's at least one home warranty out there, one home warranty company that will not allow you to go outside the service that they provide to get your own plumber out there, which I think is kind of crazy because if you have a major water leak, it's got to be taken care of right away, especially like a hot water tank is starting to go. Sometimes they go slow, sometimes they go fast. It could be, for instance, your HVAC system may go out and you may have health issues where it has to be on the cooler side. So we got to get somebody out there right away. And if we can't get somebody within the right time frame, then we're going to ask you to at least make the claim, and then we'll give you our blessing to send it for you to bring in your own HVAC for people. Let me see, we have a chat. Which company is that? It was either Fidelity or First American. I'm not sure which one it was, Allison. It was one of the two, and I read it. I read it in one of their brochures. I'm sorry, I was not able to answer it right away. Yeah, but it's one of those two. And American Home Shield is another one that's very common out there. A lot of people get American Home Shield, and I'm hearing a lot of complaints about American Home Shield not stepping up, doing what they said they were going to do. So, like I said, I mean, home warranty is one of those industries where sometimes you just can't make anyone happy, and no matter what you do, and sometimes the home warranty company will drop the ball, or the rep doesn't step up and become the conduit between you and the company. And that's what you really want. So if you go to your rep as an agent, they're supposed to step up and be that conduit and give you that peace of mind that the rep's going to step up and take care of things after you contacted them. So it's important to have a great relationship with your home warranty rep. Oh, here is here's our plan. I don't think I could adjust it or move it or anything. There's the second part of it. So let me see if I can go back. I don't know if I can go back. Oh, yeah, there it is. So here you go. This is the price sheet that I'll send out to you guys. Your single family is $660 in our ultimate plan. And it covers many different things. You can see there's a lot of things here that you may not need in your at your home, but you're going to have to be able to determine that whether just getting the ultimate plan is fine, and or you want to go with the choice plan. You can see the rekey. That should be probably the first claim your clients make. They got to call it in, and we'll take care of 6 keys on like on the doorknob locks. And that should be, and at only $75, that's pretty cheap, because locksmith will cost probably about $40-50 per lock typically. Your handyman might be able to do it for a little cheaper, but if you make the claim, then we can do at least 6 locks for that new home buyer. And I think
that's parts and labor, Augie. That's parts and labors.
No, it's just a $75 service fee, and that's it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's a great deal.
Good deal.
And like I said, that's one of those examples where home warranty really comes in and takes care of the costs. Because let me explain something. If a plumber, for instance, comes in, if a typical plumber's just to show up is $150 to $180, you have to take in consideration that the $75 you pay up front for a home warranty is only part of the total cost of that service, because the home warranty company pays the difference of that on the back end, which the homeowner never sees. So we have an agreement with these service providers that we will pay the balance of that. Although they'll get the $75 at the door, we're going to be paying the rest of that payment, the rest of that what's due without the homeowner even knowing. Because there's no way you're going to get a plumber out there for 75 bucks. It just doesn't exist. Someone's got to pay the rest of it. So your home warranty company does that. To the bottom of that, you see it says code violations. So we cover the code violations, the haul-away services, mismatched conditions, improper installation, repair modifications. That's an important one too. Sometimes things are not installed properly. Go ahead, someone's got a question.
Excuse me, Augie. Is that including off hour, like weekend hours, night hours for plumbing?
If we schedule a plumber, it's going to be during the normal daytime hours.
That's right.
But if you have an emergency situation, then once you made the claim with us, we give you the blessing. That 24-hour person can come in at any time to resolve that the leak that could be causing a lot of damage.
Wow.
So our service providers will call the client
Yes.
and let them know what the timeline is if they come in and fix things. And if that's not a good timeline, then they could adjust that appointment for whatever time the customer has that'll be home.
Right.
Does that answer, Jeff?
Yep, that's because it's always happening on the weekend, isn't it? When things go wrong.
Yeah, it'll happen, and if it happens on the weekend, we'll try to get somebody out there. But if we determine that we can't get someone out there within 48 hours, we're going to give you the blessing to call your own in to take care of that situation.
All right.
And they'll let you know what you have to go through, what you have to do after that by submitting the paid receipt. This is the second half of that. This is the part of the, like I said, the a la carte menu, things that you might want to add to your coverage. Under counter ice maker, well pump, pool, spa, irrigation, guest house or AUD or ADU. Outdoor kitchen. Yes, we do cover an outdoor kitchen. And non-covered enhancements. These enhancements are typically the decorative parts of, like you'll see in the shower or on a faucet, or things that are sometimes not always covered. And there's your 5,000 to 7,499 square foot home. It's an additional $400 cost. And anything over that, we have to call for a quote. Now, we also do duplexes, triplexes, fourplexes. And if it's like a sixplex, sometimes what we'll do is we'll break it up. We'll do like a fourplex and a duplex, or 3 duplexes, and we'll charge accordingly that way. So yeah, we do cover those types of residences also. And if you agents want to get a home warranty on your own place, and contact me, we have a special way to go around that. And we don't let you go through the typical real estate program. We have a special product for the realtors themselves. It's basically the same cost. It's just that it's not going through escrow. Now, if you have a home yourself and you are going through escrow, then we'll go through our program that you're seeing right now. We do have discounts. It's a minimal discount. It's a first responder discount. It's basically a discount that we can offer anyone at any time, just for like goodwill, for instance. It's $35. It's not a big deal. So here's your seller's cup. Go ahead.
Sorry, Augie, to interrupt you. A question. Yep. Is there a difference between owner occupied versus a rental property?
It's mostly the difference between a property going through escrow and one that is not. So one that is not going through escrow, then we have a program called Pronto that we put them through, and it's the same product, but it's not going through escrow, and you're going to pay for it up front. And you could do monthly payments if you want, or 4 payments. We break it up into those kind of payment plans. And then anything else going through escrow is what the pricing, that price list reflects. And actually, the Pronto pricing is exactly the same way. Just we have a different way of entering it into our system. That's all. It's not to be, you guys don't have to worry about it. We take care of it on our end, and it's seamless. But I have to let you know that there are 2 different ways of which we cover that kind of stuff. So here's your seller's coverage. The ultimate plan is $1.81 a day. How inexpensive is that? $1.81, and if one of your appliances go down, then you're going to pay $75 service fee, and then it'll be covered. And the choice plan, $1 a day, basically. So it's so very inexpensive. And the other things are added a la carte parts to those different plans. Let me see, we have a question. Do you increase your rates every year? So we haven't increased our rates in, I think, about 3 or 5 years. We're getting close to the time of the year where all home warranty companies review their policies and determine whether they're going to raise the rates or not. We haven't done it. I haven't heard anything about us doing it this year coming. I'm not anticipating it. When they do, it's probably very minimal, but January, February, March is when these home warranty companies start to review their policies, and they start making changes, because that's when they want to print up the new brochures, put out the new brochures out there, and start the year fresh with new pricing. Service fees can go up too. Now, we haven't increased our service fees, and we're not anticipating to. So the fact that prices can increase can happen. I just don't know. We haven't, like I said, we haven't done it in 3 to 5 years. But yeah, this coming, the beginning of the year is when they all start reviewing what they're going to do. You're very welcome, Allison. So this is why you want to get seller's coverage, because it's so inexpensive, and it's just like one of those things. It's just in case something goes wrong. For $1.81 a day, it's going to be covered. And then figuring in 2 weeks, most likely your property is going to sell. I think the average now is 3 weeks now, but still there are homes flying off the shelf within a few days. Extra month coverage gives us the homeowner's phone number. Give us the homeowner's phone number and email. Also discounts for first responders and military. I already covered that. But the neat thing is that if you give us their contact information, their phone number, and their email address, we'll give them the extra month. And there you go, 13-month coverage. How great is that? It's an extra month. It's an extra $30 or $40 to the that they didn't expect, which is really great. Here's our multi-year program. So get my calculator out. So if your policy is 660, 2 years would typically cost you $1,320, and here we have it for $1,110. So what was that? 660 times 2 is that minus. So that's a $210 savings just for the 2 year. So once again, you could split that up. You could pay for 1 year, they can pay for 1 year. Or the buyers, sellers, agents can get together and say, hey, you know what? Why don't you buy 1 year? We'll buy 1 year. And it's a great gift for the client. And the great thing is with getting a home warranty, say, for instance, the buyer's agent already got them a home warranty. No, I take that back. Take that back. If the The buyer's agent does not get them the home warranty, and you do. What's great about that is if something goes wrong in that house, that new buyer, that new homeowner is going to contact you most likely, and then you're going to be able to find out or let them know what the home warranty is and who to contact. So you become central to that whole transaction at that point, and you might be able to take that client under your wing now, because now you've just taken the client away from the buying agent, and you now have increased your client base. And so that now you've contacted them, now you can more likely contact them on a regular basis. The other neat thing is about 2 to 3 months before the policy ends, we let you know that we're contacting that client, that homeowner, to let them know that their home warranty is going to lapse. This gives you a great opportunity to reach out to that client and have a great conversation. Maybe they know someone that wants to buy. Maybe they want to buy sell and move out to someplace else, or maybe they want an investment property. So this opens up the conversation that you can have with that client and increases your client base. So it's very, very helpful. Not all home warranties are the same. I kind of covered that. Go with the best policy, coverage, and service. Choose Choice Home Warranty. Call me and find out how important it is to have your local rep who is really, really cares and is always in your corner. And I always am. In fact, no matter what company I worked for, whether it was Property ID or if it was Home Guard, if I had to be in the middle of something like that, then I was always I was always wanting to be there for the homeowner, and it was always I just want to be, customer care. That's what our position is to make sure everything goes well and make sure expectations are always reasonable. So if you guys ever have any questions about anything, and you're picking up a Choice Home Warranty, which I hope you do, then I'd be happy to hold the hand of your client and make sure they get treated well. And that's what a rep should do. And that's what your rep should do, no matter whether it's home warranty, inspections, or whatever. They're part of your tool belt, and I would like to be part of your tool belt as well. There it is. There's my mug. And there's my QR code, so you guys can get my information from that QR code. You can email me. I'm going to recommend you guys email me anyway, so this way I can send you. They double G'd my name. My name doesn't have 2 G's in it, by the way. It has 1 G. I'm going to have to correct that. I want to be able to email you guys individually so I can have a conversation with you. You may have special questions for me. That's fine. I can give you general home warranty information or information that you may want to know about Choice Home Warranty. I'd be happy to do that for you guys. Let's see what else we have. Hey, that's it. So any questions, people?
Quick one, please, Anki. Jeff Chu again. Hey, do you have any incentive for the sellers to buy the warranty to cover for the buyer first year, for example?
Incentives for the what was it? The buyers?
For the sellers to put
for the sellers
to put that warranty for the buyer.
It's kind of a built-in incentive. There's not a whole lot for us to do with the seller's coverage. It's already a pretty good deal, because for about $1 a day, you're going to get the same coverage as whichever main policy you got. For instance, if you get the Choice plan, then your seller's coverage will be equal to that of the Choice plan, which is our lesser plan. If you had bought the unlimited plan, which is our top of the line for the buyers, because you have to have a buyer's program in order to get the seller's program, because it automatically switches right over. And that's the benefit. It's seamless. And the seller, it's kind of a built-in benefit because you're giving the buyers who are coming into your the purchase the greatest confidence, along with other things that may be going on in the purchase of that home. You're giving them the confidence that the different systems in the house are going to be covered by a home warranty. And that's the built-in incentive, is that you have coverage. You're protecting them, basically. You're protecting them from extra costs from having to pay out after they just bought the home, and the down payment that they just came down with. That's a chunk of money. So it's a built-in incentive.
So how much it costs again for the seller to put that, let's say, choice ultimate for 1 year, right? That's 660. And the listing period, how much extra?
They're going to be different. Let me see. Hold on a second. Here we are. So here it is in a it's $1.81 for the ultimate plan and 96 cents a day for the choice plan. And then plus whatever extras you want covered. For an extra 22 cents, you get the central air condition covered. So those are determinations you can make when buying the seller's plan.
So charged by the day, is that what you're saying? I'm lost there.
Basically, yes, because it's a daily coverage, and per month it could be for the $1.81. It's like $55. 1.81 times 30, $55 for 30 days. But if you go into escrow before that, that's even better, right? Because then it's going to switch right over.
All right. Well, thank you.
And it's going to be better coverage on the buyer's plan than it is for the seller's coverage. Let's see. So you can see that there's a whole list of things under the ultimate plan down the Holloway service. And, you know, for some reason, the full price sheet is not showing. I can't show you the benefits because there's a whole bunch of things that are covered with the dots. And on the right side, there are things that are not covered, but you have the option to be able to get them covered for like an extra $100. So if you guys reach out to me with your email, that's my email right there. Email me or I'll get a roster from see if she's still there, from Keller, from your office. I'll get a roster of who attended, and then I can reach out to you. Either way, I'm gonna try to reach out to you guys individually to say thank you for attending the class. Any questions out there? Long, you got any questions? You out there? Calling on you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Yolanda,
Thank you
you
for
all
all the
good?
information.
You're
That's
welcome.
pretty helpful.
Very good. I'm
Thank
glad
you.
I'm giving you the right expectations of what a home warranty does. This way you can go out and represent, you know, correctly, which is important. Nina, you're good?
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think there are brochures and price sheets at your office. I need to update them. There are no changes with the brochures. I think the only change, there was only one change that there was there, but the prices are all the same. So that the brochures that are at your office are relevant, very relevant. And the price sheets are too. There's just one special that is not there anymore. but that doesn't mean anything. It's no big deal. All right, you guys. So if you have any other questions, you can email me. I'll try to get that roster and email you guys individually. How's that?
All right. Thank you.
Good?
Excellent.
Excellent, people. Thank you so much for attending. I really appreciate it. Have a great day.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.